Hello and welcome to my office. It's quite interesting doing this sort of writer-in-residence at home video with the Crime Writers Association, CWA and the CRA, and doing it all in National Crime Reading Month. Because of course everyone's having this weird experience of being at home in lockdown. And the weirdest thing of all for a crime writer, or any other writer, is that there's not that much of a difference. Yes, I was supposed to be giving talks. I had a talk organised at Stewdley Castle. I was going to Skullduggery in Stowmarket. I was giving a week's lectures at the Swanwick Writing School. I was supposed to be a tour guide for the Smithsonian later on in the year. So there's lots of different things, but generally, actually just being told I've got to sit at home and work isn't too much of a hardship, because that's what a writer tends to do. Anyway, who am I? Right, well, I'm the author of 43 novels and 6 collaborative novels. One of my more recent ones was Pilgrim's War, and if I just open it to the relevant page, there you go. I've written a chunk of books. Now, I'm not here to talk about my books, though, because this is National Crime Reading Month, and I thought it would be much more interesting to talk about what I'm actually doing. So, as it stands, I am sitting here with piles of notebooks, making notes about the next book I've got to write. Some years ago, I wrote this book, Rebellion's Message, which is fun. It has a slightly different perspective because it's a humorous crime book. It's a murderer who doesn't want to be a murderer, who's an accidental assassin, and he can't get out of it. So earlier this year I published book 4 in this series. 7 House is very happy with them. I like them because they're a bit of a holiday away from the more vicious, violent type of crime. And I'm currently embarking on book 6 in the series. Book 5 I finished earlier this year, and that is currently with the editors, getting copy edited and having all those other fun things done to them. So I'm making lots of notes about the next book I'm going to be writing, because that's the next big project. In the meantime, though, I've also written 1 pair of short stories. One of them is based on the characters in a trilogy I wrote about the 100 Years' War, and the other short story is based on a new idea, which hopefully will come to fruition before too long. It's different, should be fun. But the main thing about this is helping people who are stuck at home wondering what on earth to do and what to read. Now, you may have guessed that from my style of book, I'm a bit of a medievalist. In fact, my most important series probably is the Templar series, which is 32 books long currently, and I'm just finishing up book 33 in the series as well. So that one series, starring Simon Puttock and Sir Baldwin Fernzill, has been keeping me going since I started writing 26 years ago. But I also like slightly later, and I was looking through my pile of books I've just read and thinking, which ones should I recommend? And the obvious one sort of sidled into my view, which is this. Andrew Taylor. If you don't know Andrew's books, it really is time you tried them. Andrew is an exceptionally good writer. He's a very good crime writer. Convoluted plots, very strong characters, really believable characters, and he's got them set during the time of the Great Fire of London. If you haven't read Ashes of London, I can thoroughly recommend it. I don't know anybody who's read it who hasn't really hugely enjoyed it. So there you go. That's my recommendation. As to other things, if you're in lockdown and you're wondering what to do and you're fed up with doing the gardening or trying to tidy the house, what I would recommend is, at the very least, consider keeping a journal, a diary of some sort, just so you can reflect on what you've done and how things seem to be going for you and your family. At least there are some things which don't change. I get up in the morning, I walk the dogs, and then I sit down and write. It makes life for an author a great deal easier than for the general members of the public, I think. That's all from me. Thank you very much. I hope you have a really good crime reading month. In fact, why not a really good crime reading year? Let's build up on this. Keep safe, keep sensible, stay at home. Best of luck. And I'm now going to go back to my cup of tea and a good book. Nice to see you. Take care.